Mike, any update on Matt Murray? Is he maintenance?
He's not a maintenance day. He's being evaluated for an upper body injury, and that's all I have right now.
To clarify, it's upper body, not concussion?
It is not a concussion.
So trip, does he make the trip? Who of the other guys, who's making the trip here?
All of them.
Everybody is. So day to day on Schultz still. How would you update everybody in terms of that?
Day to day.
Last night, Chris Letang mentioned about guys investing. The inference from that is some guys maybe aren't invested, and you said buy-in before the break as well. Are there some guys maybe who are fighting for a spot here?
Sure. There's always competition for roles and ice time, and that's the nature of the business we're in. I think, I don't think we're any different than any other team in the league. I just think that's what we all sign up for, and so it's a competitive league, and there's a lot of good players, and so we've always been a coaching staff that values that healthy competition amongst our own players. That's what keeps us all at our best. We've got to push one another to try to be at our best.
But maybe the inference is that there are some regulars that might be fighting for a spot too, or maybe, I guess, aren't invested.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and point fingers. I'm not sure what your question is. I think what Tanger is probably alluding to is that it takes the whole group day in and day out in order to have consistent success, and everybody's got to buy into how we're trying to play the game, and the details associated with that. And when we get away from it, that's usually when we don't get the results. And so. I would agree with Tanger's response that all of us have to, we've got to buy into a certain way to play and the details, and when we do that, we'll find more consistent results.
Mike Busted's been a guy that's played center and wing throughout his career. Does the injury to Malkin until you get Malkin back make it tougher to give him a regular look at wing, or is that something you think you could sort of work in?
Yeah, it's something that we discussed. It's he's played more on the wing than he has at center in the last couple of years, although he is a natural center and has a comfort level playing there. With Gino out, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but it's not to say that we can't make that decision. We can. We have, we've got enough center icemen in the lineup that we can try to, we can try different things if we so choose, but. It makes it a little bit more difficult with Gino out of the lineup.
Do you think as a winger he has attributes that could maybe make him somebody that you'd like to take a look at with Sid?
Yeah, he does. He's got great offensive instincts. He can shoot the puck. He's shown an ability to play in a top six role. He's done it in Florida the last few years. He's scored anywhere from 17 to 26 goals and 50 points, and so he's a very capable player. He's a good player. He's got good size. He's strong on the wall. He's, when he has the puck, he's really good at protecting it because of his wingspan. He can, he makes it hard for defenders to try to get to the puck, and so he protects it extremely well by using his size and his reach, and he has good offensive instinct. So he's a guy that we certainly could utilize on the wing in a top six capacity, whether it be with Sid or Gino.
Mike, you changed up the defense pairs. With all things on the table, or you just wanted to get a look at some different things?
Yeah, all things are on the table. The reality is we've had stable defense pairs and fairly stable line combinations for a significant amount of games. We're 4-6 in the last 10, and so that. The way I look at it is sometimes, there's always that fine line between, riding through it with defense pairs or line combinations, or trying to affect a little bit of change and a little bit of urgency, or whatever the word is to describe it. But all I know is that I know this group is capable of more, and our expectation is higher, and we're going to continue to try to find ways to be proactive, to try to get this team playing at the level that we think it's capable of on a consistent basis.
I don't know how often you've experienced this, but it's maybe unusual. Like 6 days after the trade, you've got like in other words, two guys on each team playing against their former team. What would you expect with how guys to react with such a short turnaround?
It's always an emotional game with that first time back. You know, when you're playing your former team, and so it's an emotional game for those guys in particular, and I would expect them to go through that. Those emotions. I think the most important thing is to just to focus on the details and take each shift as it comes, and not really dwell on the circumstance. Just focus on the game plan and take one shift at a time.